So to start off my tour, I like to begin with a land acknowledgement. So the land that the Columbia Icefield is on includes Treaty 6 and Treaty 8 land, as well as part of the Métis 4 region and part of the Thompson Okanagan Territory. The Columbia Icefield and area have been important traveling routes, gathering sites, and spiritual sites for many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people for generations. So as well as acknowledging the true stewards of this land, it's also important to show respect and gratitude for the land that we are on today. So if you came from Banff, Jasper, or wherever you came from, you may have noticed that the scenery, if that was my other tour. If you were like me and you have no idea what an icefield was before coming here, I'll explain it a little bit. So we can think of an icefield like a frozen lake that feeds frozen rivers. These frozen rivers are the glaciers. To be classified as a icefield, it must feed at least 2 glaciers. So the Columbia Icefield actually feeds 6, so it's a little bit of a try-hard. So you can see 2 out of these 6 right now to your left. So you can see Athabasca, which the tours are on, and then you can see Dome Glacier. Dome Glacier sits upon Mount Snowdome, which is one of the most fascinating parts of the entire Icefield Parkway, because it is the only confirmed hydrological apex in the world, also known as a triple continental divide, and that just means that the water from Mount Snowdome can end up in 3 different oceans. These oceans are the Atlantic, the Pacific, and the Arctic. The river to our left is Shinwapta River. Shinwapta can be translated to turbulent water and stony, and it is the beginning of the journey all the way to the Arctic Ocean. So the water you're looking at right now can reach the Arctic in 2 weeks to 2 months, depending on how fast the water is going. It's also known as a braided river system. So there's a lot of different channels and pathways which the water is taking. That is partly due to the amount of debris that's in the water. So when water levels fluctuate, that debris will deposit and open new channels and close old ones. Most of the debris that's in the water is something called rock flour, and that's made when glaciers move. It grinds up the rock into a powder-like flour. When rock flour is able to settle in water, it refracts blue light back to us, so that's why glacier lakes have that blue color. Now that we've talked about little rocks, we can talk about big ones. If you look on your left or your right, you'll see some big boulders. These all come from the mountain to our left, Mount Wilcox. They start up there and they come shooting down here at incredible speed, so we call this stretch of the road the shooting gallery. They come down due to something called the freeze-thaw cycle, and that is when water gets trapped in between the cracks of the rock on the mountain's face. When the water gets in and freezes, it expands, and then once it melts away, there's a bigger gap than there was before. Once this cycle has repeated enough, gravity will do its thing and send those rocks our way. But don't worry, because Parks Canada looks after us. If they see a rock that needs to come down, they'll do something called scaling, which is when they'll close down the road and take a big stick and poke at that rock until it comes down. So I feel much safer driving back and forth the shooting gallery all day. The mountain to our left is Mount Kitchener. If you look, there is a patch of light gray rock on it. That's from a rock site from 2013. The skywalk was also being built at this time, so those who were working on it actually got to witness it. There was an even bigger rock site of Mount Kitchener 10,000 to 1,000 years ago. That is when an entire peak of Kitchener came down, clogging up the Shinwapta Valley. The water was very persistent and patient though, and wanted to keep its route to the Arctic Ocean, so it cut through that debris. So that's why when you look down through the glass at Skywalk, that the valley looks different than it does near the glaciers. can start to see the skywalk poking out, so once you're out there, you will be 280 meters above the valley floor and 35 meters suspended from the cliff's edge. The glass itself can hold the weight of 3 ice explorers, while the entire suspended structure can hold the weight of 21 ice explorers. So if you have a fear of heights, don't worry, it's very strong. We arrived at the skywalk. They do offer free guided tours. Rachel's giving them today. She's wonderful. I would highly recommend you take them. So you can spend as much time as you'd like here. Just fair warning, there are no washrooms. So listen to nature when it calls. You don't want there to be a code yellow on the glass. So once you're all done at Skywalk, you'll wait on the other side of the yellow railing. From there, any bus can bring you back, so please take all your belongings with you. Please get your Skywalk tickets out and ready to be scanned. They will be scanned upon your arrival. I will get out first to let you all out, but I hope you all have a wonderful time on the Skywalk today.
You're going to double check if you speaking up the message 242, the only shuttle bus that is down. 250 doesn't start, but I also have it on my download.
Yeah, and then these two are trilobites. So these are a little different. They come in different sizes and species as well. So the biggest one I believe was found, which was like roughly around the size of this table.
Okay.
They were the top predator during their time because they developed the first stomach or right here, and their eyes are also connected to their stomach.
Interesting.
Very sad for them, but it's kind of like us when we're hungry. We think with our stomach, right?
That's what they say with the
Right?
spice of
Yeah. Like appendages or legs. So they are related to those. The closest one would be horseshoe crabs, because I've heard of it. They're alive today. They kind of look very, very similar to the trilobite. Yeah.
They're gonna have that brown coat and then white belly. But what's really cool about these guys, same with like the lynx, they've got really massive feet in the bottom to be able to get around in the snow. And these guys have small feet, but they're really mighty. They have a bunch of little hairs in the bottom of their paws that grip on the mountain. And do you guys know about the ecoregions of the mountains? If not, I'll explain it. Okay, so this is a mountain. So at the very bottom, you got like Banff, Jasper, lower down. So that's gonna be like the montane ecoregion, a lot of valleys, a lot lower,